Alright, just got a bit of Christmas shopping done. G'day guys, Chronicles of Solid here, and today I'm going to be discussing how to find riding buddies. So you're all revved up and you got no one to ride with. So what do? You've got the bike, you've got the gear, you've got the can-do attitude, but no one to ride with. And it can be a big problem for a lot of riders because not everyone has the confidence to go and ride out on the dirt by themselves. So where do you find those people that will one day become your riding mates? Well, for me at least, it was intuitive to look on the internet. I'm a mid-80s child, so the internet's just been part of my life, so that's where I started looking. So I'm going to give you kind of how I found riding buddies, or methods that I would use to find riding friends, and see if that can help you at all. So like a lot of you may experience, I went to look for dual sports, got myself a dual sport, all the gear, all that crap. And what the problem was for me getting out off-road regularly was that I just didn't have anyone to ride with. I had some friends and family who ride motorcycles, but they're all road bikes and they're all into different things, be it cafe races, sports bikes. So I had to find some fresh new faces, and I did that by going on to internet forums. And I'll go through them one by one, and I'll also put up a link and maybe a screenshot of each, just so you can have a look and familiarize yourself with it. So the best site for me was adventurerider.com, advrider.com, and that is a worldwide website, and it covers every kind of motorcycle conceivable, as well as scooters, sidecars, you name it, the motorcycles on there. It does cater towards adventure motorcycles, as its name would suggest. So it does kind of lean towards adventure bikes, dual sports, and adventure riding, but it's got a place for everyone. Now the thing that might put you off is, well, it's a worldwide site, and yes, that is correct, but it does have region-specific threads, which is just a nice word for saying there's a section of the website that's region-specific, so there'll be a spot for Australia. And there's also a spot for Western Australia. So it can be very helpful because up on that site they actually post rides for Perth. There's a thread just on Perth rides, and that's how I got to meet 99% of the people I ride with. Now it wasn't all rainbows and the sunshine from the get-go. While everyone is very nice, 99% of the people that I've met, not everyone you're going to meet you're going to click with, and that's something that you have to come to expect. But what has happened is exposing myself, well, not exposing, that's a bad way of putting it, but turning up to these adventure rider rides. I still do it because you get to meet new people and you never know who will be a close friend from it. You also get tracks and go to ride places that you wouldn't normally consider or have known about. Anyway, from those experiences, brakes. From those experiences, I've met plenty of really nice people, and I've been lucky enough to form kind of a little off-road group that I've been referring to on the videos as a noob patrol that's slowly collecting members. So ADV Rider is the forum that I would recommend the most. There are plenty of other forums and websites and clubs. I'll go through some of the ones that will be good for worldwide, and then I'll focus in on some WA specific ones. So another great forum is Thumper Talk. It's not so heavy on the rides, it's more of a kind of how-to forum, like if you got a problem with your bike or you're wanting to know people's experience of a modification, then that's more what they cater to, but they do have rides, so you can check them out. thumpertalk.com, again, link will be in the video. Another one for worldwide stuff is Horizons Unlimited. Now that is definitely catered towards the traveller. It's not just a motorcycle forum, it's a forum for people who do travel by any means, and they do have a motorcycle section, and they do have a very close-knit community, and they even do a big kind of shows where you can come along and check all the stuff out and go and see lectures on people who have traveled the world and demos on different kinds of products. So that's another way of getting into finding some friends. Now, to focus down into WA, because that's where the majority of people who've contacted me are from, and that's basically because Western Australia is a huge state with not many people in it, so often it can be quite isolating. So for all you isolated West Australians, the first one I would check out is the Recreational Trail Bike Riders Association of Western Australia. Bit of a mouthful, I know. And that one, the downside is you do have to pay membership if you want to be a member, but they do have kind of non-members days and rides that they post up where you don't have to be a member. I don't have any experience with them, so you'll have to figure that out yourself. I can't really recommend how good they are as a group. They do have their own trails that they maintain, and they have clean-up days, so they seem like a pretty decent organisation to be a member of. So check them out if that's your thing. The next one is the Trail and Enduro Club of WA. I also have no experience with these guys whatsoever. I just searched for them and read a few threads and kind of checked out whether they're worth mentioning or not, and they seem to be fairly good. So they're another club, so I presume you might have to pay a membership. So that's another place you can go to. It's the Trail and Enduro Club of WA. So another one which is a forum, it's not a club but a forum, is Perth Trail Scene, and that one obviously has the benefit of being free, and I'm sure they'll post up rides, and it's basically a little community, so that could be quite good. And finally, one that might not be as obvious as the others is to go on manufacturers or bike specific threads. So if it was me, I would look for a website or forum that focuses on BMWs, or even a specific website on the F700 GS, because often you'll get like-minded people with the same taste in bikes and with a real community aspect. So you can go and do that if you like. Find a bike specific thread and go from there. So yeah, if you're sitting there waiting for riding buddies just to come along, hop on the internet and check out forums and try and find people that are passionate about it and love riding off-road just like you do, because converting your riding friends, while it might be a nice challenge and fun, they might not ever be as passionate or as willing to ride off-road as people who have come to it the same way as you. And I know it's easy sitting here and saying, oh look, you know, just go to these websites and that websites and hey presto, you've got a bunch of friends. But it is really how it turned out. I'm quite a nervous person around people. I don't like large groups at all. I'm slow to making friends, and I took the leap. It took me a long time to get to that point to just go, oh, screw it, and actively seek out riding buddies and kind of people who knew how to ride off-road and that kind of stuff, because it is a lot more difficult if you're a noob, I must say that. I mean, if you're someone that rides off-road by themselves, you've got a little more confidence. There isn't quite that yearning to find people to grow with, because I'm not the kind of person that has the confidence to ride off-road by myself much. So I felt my need for riding buddies was a little more than the independent person. So if you're like me, you're a little nervous, you're not so keen on riding by yourself, I definitely recommend hopping on one of those websites, particularly ADV Rider, and finding your particular region and just turning up to some rides and see what happens. Like I said, not everyone's going to be your best friend. Some people may even piss you off, but there are going to be that 10% that are really going to get along with and are going to really benefit from getting to know them. So get off your butts, get in your incredibly uncomfortable dual sport seat, and go find some riding buddies. Hopefully that's been helpful. Basically feel like I blabbered a whole lot of bullshit for about 15 minutes, but hopefully that's helped you out anyway. I'll catch you in the next ride, guys. This is Chronicles of Solid, out. Catch you later.